And give lots and lots of love to the one and only Adrian Mackinder.
Keep it going! Keep it going! Keep it going! I'm not there yet! I'm not there! I'm not there!
Okay. That was a bit too much. Give yourselves a round of applause just for being here. Right? You didn't have to be here. You could have been at home. But you didn't. You're here. Wonderful, wonderful to see you all. I am what's known as a sexual migrant. Oh, yes. I met a Dane. We had sex. And now I'm fucking stuck here. Thank you. Well, actually, no, I met she's now my wife. I met my wife in London. She came over to England. So really, she was just carrying on that old Viking tradition. Yes, grabbing a beautiful trophy bride.
That's how it happens.
Did it happen to you?
Yes.
Are you okay?
No.
Did you just come to in a hut in the middle of Jutland?
Pretty much.
You work for me now. That's it. I see. How long have you lived here, though?
12 years.
12 years. Okay. Are you all right?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll work together with you to bring you back into the community, whichever one you want to be in. But yes, no, my wife, she was just carrying on the Viking tradition, dragging me back by the hair. She came, she saw, she conquered. I came. Oh, there, thank you. I do need that kind of encouragement this day and age. Twice! And now we have 2 kids. One is 4, and the other is Satan. But I love them very much, depending on my mood. It's one of those things. I don't speak Danish. I made a deal that I would learn it when it gets easier. I'm bald. Well, the fact there was some surprise over there. Someone's just woken up. That was very odd. Like, what? Bald? I know statistically Danes seem to have a luxurious mane of hair, Danish men. Anyway, it's just one of those things. This is a curse. I'm not a fan of it. I remember the first time I noticed I was going bald. Give me a round of applause if there's any bald men in the audience. Solidarity. Are there any... No, but then there aren't any. Unless, are there any men here who aren't bald but shave their head anyway? Good. 'Cause if there were, I were going to have to kill you. You do realise that's like doing the Charleston past Stephen Hawking. Too soon? No, he's dead. Anyway, no, it's fine. I remember when my... when I first noticed I was going bald, I was laying on the London Underground. It was winter. I leant back against the glass of the window of the carriage. I remember going, that's warm. That's cold. That's warm. Fuck! And I spoke to my mother about it. She was no help. She said, well, your father went when he was 19. He literally went. I haven't seen him since. No. And I thought, well, this is very, very unhelpful. He's like, any other useful family tidbits you'd like to provide and share, mother? Like, well, by the time your grandfather was 24, he was already racist. My wife, bless her, she says, oh no, bald is sexy. And every so often you get these puff pieces in newspapers where they try and promote this idea that bald men are sexy. You know, they go, oh, Sean Connery, yes. Bruce Willis, oh, The Rock, Jason Statham. Oh, yes, they're all sexy bald men. It's like, yeah, They're not sexy because they're bald. It's just ridiculous. It's true. No one has ever looked at Ryan Gosling and gone, oh, he's all right. Just wish he was more bald. And I've got hairy shoulders and back, ladies and gentlemen. It's awful. It's like the hair slipped down and won't let go. It's sort of hanging on for dear life to my body. And my wife, bless her, I love her so much. She tries to tell me that that's sexy too. No one has ever looked at Ryan Gosling and said, he's all right. I just wish I could centre part his spine. Still trying to get my head around the hygge. It's difficult to navigate. You Danes are a bit ambiguous about it. It can range from lighting a candle to developing a drinking problem and everything in between. That's I'm trying to work out what it is. My wife, she just basically identifies anything is hyggelig. No. That wonderful Danish, no. No, this is so hyggelig. Is it? Okay. When I first met her, when we were courting, as I believe they don't say anymore. I say it though. When we were courting, I went over to Copenhagen, and it was winter time, so it was -100. And we went to go and get a hot chocolate. She said, do you want to go for a hot chocolate? I went, oh, I'd love a hot chocolate. I like a hot chocolate very much. I like a hot chocolate, that'd be lovely. So we put on 17 coats, and we braved the elements to go to a little cafe and get, the hot chocolate, and we got it, and she said, oh, this is nice, this is hyggelig, this is hyggelig. Here's what it is, isn't it? And then she stopped and she said to me, should we go and sit outside? Why? And apparently that was just all part of the hyggelig experience. So we're out there and she's going, no, this is so hyggelig. I'm like, oh. It's just, but there we are. That's my attempt to climatize myself with Danish society. I think it's working. They say being a parent transforms your whole life. And this is true, ladies and gentlemen. It makes it so much worse. Sorry, I was thinking about me being a parent. It's my own fault. I didn't do the research. I asked the wrong people about what it's like to be a parent. I asked, other dads. And that's not helpful. They were saying, like, the moment I held my baby in my arms, my life had meaning. Everything transformed. My life had meaning the moment and I held my baby in my arms for the first time. So I assumed it was going to give me meaning, like the kind of meaning you get from doing cocaine off the back of a stripper in a Vegas toilet and then having amazing sex in the car park afterwards. That kind of meaning. Turns out there's actually no sex in a car park, no strippers, and no cocaine. But I should point out, I haven't actually had sex with a stranger in a car park in Vegas. It was in Herning. And my wife says to me, well, maybe, you would maybe you would actually get more out of being a father if, you took them places, like the swimming pool or the zoo. It's like, yeah, but they always want to come home with me afterwards. Sometimes I'm behind that tree for 3 hours. And they always find me. And that's the thing about kids. They're smart when they want to be, but not when you want them to be. It's a strange thing. One of the other terrible things about being a parent is having to spend time with other parents. People you have nothing in common with, other than the fact that you procreated round about the same time. That's it. Just that one mistake. Okay? It's not enough. It's not enough on which to build a relationship, a friendship, okay? You don't get that in other situations. You don't get hardened criminals bonding in prison because they did the same crime. What are you in for? I smashed a guy to death with a hammer. Me too! Twins! We should go grab a beer. I think any dads might know this is the thing that we dads say to each other. If we don't know each other very well and the small talk's drying up, we say, we should go grab a beer. Should we go grab a beer? Should we go grab a beer? So, yes, go grab a beer sometime. It's not going to fucking happen. We both look at each other going, listen, I'm allowed out once a month. I'm not going to waste it on you. You're not going to waste it on me, I totally understand. What we're going to do is not grab a beer, we're just going to go home alone to our houses, wait for the rest of the family to fall asleep, and then get hammered on whiskey and watch Lord of the Rings for the 58th time. Because, yes. Because that's my time. That's the thing, the constant quest for my time. I mean, we men, we're pathetic. We go through our sort of teens, our 20s, maybe trying to find a partner, maybe want to have a relationship, have family. And then when we get those things, and then we just realise we want to be left alone. That's why man caves are a thing. That's why sheds are a thing. I didn't have an opinion on sheds until I became a parent. Now I want a fucking shed. I'll be in there for ages. It's like, where's Dad? He's in the shed. How long has he been in there? 7 months. Here's a little life hack, okay? Little life hack, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't afford a shed, just buy a big box and get inside it and mail you to your home address. Because it's Postnor, you've got at least 6 or 7 months of quality alone time in that box before you wind up at home and have to, do the washing up. It's a strange thing. I think because being a parent is a roller coaster ride that you are not allowed to get off until you are dead. I realise that might be too cheery for some of you. And I'm sorry for lightening the mood. I promise I won't do it again. Because it never stops. You drop the kids off, as Conrad was saying, you drop them off at Copenhagen, you then go to work, and then you pick them up, and then you have to feed them, apparently, and then you have to put some clothes and get them in the bath, and then somehow they fall asleep eventually, and you sit down on the sofa with your partner, and you just look at your phone, you look at each other, you try and watch something on TV, you can't agree on anything to watch, so then you look at your phone again, you sit there in the silence, and then your partner, in this case my wife, says the 5 magic words of a relationship. Now, it used to be, I love you so much. Now, my wife turns and says to me those 5 magic words I love to hear, which is, well, I'm going to bed. Yeah, please. Yes, no, do that, I say, do that, go to bed, it's fine. What, aren't you coming? No, I'm not tired. I thought I was tired. But it's really late. You'll pay for it in the morning. It's 10:30. No, but I'm not tired at all. I thought I would be, but I'm not. It's really weird. Yeah, but you sure you're not going to go to bed? No, you go. You go on. I'm fine. And he goes, well, what are you going to do? I'm going to watch telly. I'm going to watch TV just for a few minutes. These are lies! Soon as she's gone upstairs, I'm getting shit-faced and I'm going to watch Star Wars. All of them. It's ridiculous. But then she knows, because my wife's so smart, of course she knows. She knows. So she starts to push and poke me. She goes, come on. You should go to bed. Come on. We can snuggle. Don't. Don't do this. Don't make me choose. But I thought, this is my time! The lengths we men go to have my time is extraordinary. That's why men invented golf. Think about it. Why else would you invent a sport where you have to walk around outside all day, sometimes in the rain, just to get a small ball in a hole that's the same size as the ball, from half a kilometre away, using the least efficient means possible? Unless you really didn't want to go home. It's astonishing. This is what we do with golf. We just wander around. It's pathetic. We're out there the whole time. If women had invented golf, it would be a very different game. If women had invented golf, there would be one hole the size of a swimming pool, and you were able to pick up the ball and put it in the hole and go home for lunch. Not because it needs to be easier for women, it's just because women would have seen through the lie and realised there are much more efficient uses of my time. Let's just get this fucking over with so we can get on with our day. That's what it is. Because women, you multitask, you're machines. My wife is a machine. She multitasks, she can do so much. I'm just in the way. I try and help. I say, is there anything I can do to help? And she looks at me and goes, to help? No. So, oh. But this is the thing. You know, men play golf. I mean, of course, I also know, Jim, that women play golf. Of course I do. But it's mainly men. Because if a woman plays golf, it's because she wants to. We play golf because we have to. It's very interesting, I think, that the trans debate hasn't extended to the world of golf. Because it doesn't matter who plays it. Everyone's just amazed that anyone plays it. And it doesn't matter what kind of biological advantage you may arguably have. The aim is to be out there as long as humanly possible. That's why when you see a golfer, professional golfer, get a hole in one, they look a bit confused. Because they're like, oh, fuck that up. And they give that little awkward, embarrassed fist pump. Sort of, oh, God, I got to get home early. That's why men invented cricket. Fuck me, cricket. I'm British and I don't understand cricket. I've played cricket and I don't understand cricket. But it doesn't matter, because I'll let you in a little secret. The trick to cricket is that you play it in silence and it lasts 5 days. Smart, you see. Absolutely true. That's why men invented space travel. I mean, that's the ultimate man thing there. We're just going to go up there away from everyone and float around. That's why we haven't actually been to any planets yet. Because that was never the aim. It was never to seek out new life, new civilizations, boldly go where no man has gone before. No. It was just to go up there and float around a bit. If women had invented space travel, my God, we'd be living on Mars by now. Huge atmosphere processors, you're already colonizing other planets. But no, it's us, men, who just go up there so we can eat food from a tube. Because we can't be fucked to swallow. I tell you who I feel sorry for, ladies and gentlemen. The first female astronaut, she was actually a cosmonaut, Valentina Tereshkova, June 1963. So she had proven herself a woman in a man's world. She had done the training, physical, emotional, psychological, mental. She'd done it, proven herself in a time when it was hard for women to do so. She gets in the spaceship. She gets up into space. She turns to her male cosmonaut colleague and goes, "What happens now?" And he goes, "Nothing." "Do you want some food in a tube?" "But don't you want to go explore and see what's out there?" Nah. I'm good. You go. I'll be out in a minute. I'm just going to watch TV for a few minutes. I'll be out in a minute. It's fine. "But don't you want to discover what's out there? We could rid the world of all known diseases. We could find a cure for cancer. We could colonize other planets. We could set our hearts and mind as high as the stars in the cosmos. Don't you want to be a hero?" "Please. Don't make me choose. This is my time!" So yes, that's thank you. You're very kind. This is how much men wanted to get into space. We hired Nazis to get us up there. This is true, actual Nazis, like the ones who knew Hitler. We learned that from that recent Indiana Jones film, Indiana Jones and the Pension of Doom, or whatever it was. And Indiana Jones and the Law of Diminishing Returns. No, I won't keep going on. But it's absolutely true. We hired Nazis to get us up there. There's at no point. these leftover Nazi scientists, the Soviets and the Americans, we hired them to get us up into space. At no point did anyone go, these guys are Nazis, right? And they went, we don't care. If they can get us up into space so we can have food in the tube, we can be left alone, we'll have them. Or maybe they did know they were Nazis and it was just a really awkward job interview. So, Mr. Smith, says here between 1939 and 1945 you worked in hospitality. Kind of. I think that, the search for something out there in space has kind of replaced religion for a lot of people. It's searching for the beyond, the unanswerable questions. That is now the realm which religion used to occupy. And I find religion fascinating. I'm not particularly religious, but I find it fascinating because I think whether you are an atheist, agnostic, whatever belief you have, religion is why people think, not what people think. I studied theology and religious studies at university. Yeah, sound indifferent. But I found it very interesting. I studied the Old Testament, did do a bit of that. That's quite easy to get behind. It's adventure stories, it's black and white. You know where you stand with it. The 10 Commandments, you know where you stand with the 10 Commandments. They're very clear cut. Thou shalt not kill, fine. Thou shalt honor thy mother and thy father. Okay. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Depends. But then as you work your way down the 10 Commandments, it gets a little hazy. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's goods. So that basically means you're not allowed to really like your neighbour's stuff. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, these are punishable by death. So if you did that, you could wind yourself up in hell. And the problem with going to hell is having to spend time with other people in hell. People you have nothing in common with. Other than you just made that one simple mistake. You're there, standing next to Stalin, Hitler, And he's like, what are you in for? I really liked CERN's cat. Me too! Twinnies! We should go grab a beer. Dreadful. New Testament, that was a lot easier. Jesus is involved. Jesus was basically a wizard. I worked that out. Did magic, had a beard. Got slaughtered on the Friday, woke up on the Sunday. We've all had weekends like that. He wakes up in the cave. There's no one around. It was the world's first man cave. Why do you think he was in there for 3 days? And I know what he said. When he looked around and saw that no one was with him, he thought, at last, this is my time! But, how are we doing? I want to talk to you about one last thing before I go. Something I don't understand, and I know I'm probably the problem. But it's been bothering me for a while. I want to talk about the Danish obsession with summer houses. Because you fucking love your summer houses, don't you? It's a badge of honor. It's a thing you're proud of. Talk about it at work every weekend. What are you doing at the weekend? Oh, we're just going to the summer house. Yes. Oh, so we just throw everything in the car and go in the summer house. Yes, we just put the kids in the back and go to the summer house. Yes, we love going to the summer house. We go there all year round, not even just in the summer. Oh, no, we do too. Yeah, we actually own 2 summer houses. Well, we own 5 summer houses. We own 5 summer. Really, well, we own the whole of Northern Zealand. Yes, we do. It's just full of summer houses. We own them as well. We love them. Do you have a summer house, Adrian? No. Oh dear. Well, you should. You're missing out. Well, you've got loads. Could I borrow one of yours? No. I don't know why you won't share the summer houses. You go on about me, you won't share them. Now, to me, a summer house is just basically a slightly shit version of the house you already live in. I can sense I've lost some of you. But bear with me. My wife managed to wangle a summer house of a friend of hers, who obviously she got her guard down and we were allowed to use it. So we went out to the summer house. I don't know where it was. It was in the middle of Jutland somewhere. I don't know. I know we had to drive for hours to get there, and we had to leave early in the morning because you're a family and you do that. And I remember it was the summer because it was raining, but I don't know where it was. So we head out driving, and we're driving for hours in the rain. And by the time we get there, it's dark. But before we get there, we've ignored all the warnings. You know, the sat-nav is just a green screen. You know you're in the middle of nowhere when your sat-nav is just green. You know, and the voice is just saying, at the next nothing, please turn back. But we didn't, ladies and gentlemen. We kept on going. We kept on pushing through the rain. And then we get to where the summer house is. And there it is, looming out of the rain. My children see it. They start to cry. But I know they're young, they're naive, and I go, well, what do we do now? I turn to my wife, what do we do now? She says, well, we've got to go and get the key. And I said, oh, where's the key? She says, it's under the flower pot by the door. They left it there for us. So I go and get it. Yes, you go and get it. So I go and get it. I go up to the door. There's no key. There's no flower pot. There's barely a door, just a plank with a handle. So I turn the handle, it's rotten and rusted, so it comes open. I go inside and I flick the switch. There's no electricity, is there? No electricity, because it's fucking Hygge. And so I wander in, and it's just darkness. It's just darkness. And you know that kind of darkness where you think you've died? And as I run back out through the rain to the car, I get back to the car, the back two doors are open. The kids have run off. They've looked at the situation and they thought they stood a better chance of survival in the wild. But I can't afford to deal with this now. So I said, what do? I don't know if there's any lights in there. I don't know what it is. She said, well, why don't you take the lighter from the car and you can light some candles? I went, what? She goes, yes, take that. So I pushed the thing and I'm taking a cigarette lighter from the car. I'm running through the rain. I get in and I find, of course, 1,000,000 candles and I start lighting them one at a time. And as I see through the gloom, as the light opens up, I can see I'm not alone. Because you're never alone in a summer house, are you? No, you always have to share a summer house with 700,000 dead insects. So you're pushing past the insects. I find some that are alive, and of course they're wasps. Lazy, angry wasps with a sting on the mind. They're ready to go. So I try and find something to kill them with. I'm surrounded by all this. It's weird. A summer house is like a kind of a mausoleum, a tribute to broken wicker. So I see all the wicker, and I find beneath the wicker a whole load of CDs. So I pick up a copy of Thriller by Michael Jackson, and I'm beating to death this wasp, and it's not working. There are too many wasps. And I sit down in the wicker chair, and it collapses, and I slump on the floor crying, covered in wasps and CDs, and the flower pot that should be outside is on the table. My wife comes in. She looks at me. I look at her. She sees I've been crying, and she looks me in the eye, and she goes, no, isn't this Hygge? Thank you very much. I have been Adrian Mackinder. You have been a lovely audience. And round of applause for Conrad Molden as well. Thank you very much. Good night.